Hello and welcome to Environmental Science, year 2021-2022. Thanks for joining in on this little brief overview video of our class in case you were unable to join us on back to school night or follow-up back to school night. This is just a recap of what was said on each of those nights. So my name is Jackie Katz. I am your student's teacher, one of them, and this is my 9th year of PHS. And my first year teaching environmental science, which makes me very excited. For the past 9 years, I've taught a combination of biology, chemistry, anatomy, and research. So it's exciting to have a new class on my plate. Personally, my background is in chemical and cell biology, but I am very interested in how we can use chemicals and cells to explain the things we see on the macro scale. So a lot of the things we'll be observing in environmental science, which is very cool, exciting, and will lead us to ask lots of interesting questions this year. I'm currently still in school working on my administrative cert to just think about the next steps in my career, but for right now, I'm very happy and excited to be with your students for this school year. Here is my email address. If you need me at any point throughout the school year, this is the best way to contact me. So I urge you, if you have any concerns or questions, please reach out whenever they arise. And this year in the classroom, I am lucky enough to be joined by a lovely student teacher who you might have met on Thursday night. She is a PHS alum and she hails from Rowan University, and she's just great to have in the room, an extra set of hands, an extra set of eyes, a new perspective to create an awesome school year in environmental science. So this year, we're working on developing a community of scientists who are eager and willing to talk to one another and partake in scientific argumentation. And in order to prepare for that sort of conversation and argumentation, we're going to work to improve our scientific and data literacy. So if you speak with your students, you might realize that they've selected an environmental science novel that they're going to be working on reading throughout the year, which will bring some really interesting perspectives into the classroom. And while we're doing that, we are also going to work to understand environmental phenomena that we observe around us. So lucky for us, environmental science is everywhere. It's easy to spot, and the problems are big and apparent. So we will have lots to discuss, lots to think about and problem solve about, and try to develop really awesome solutions for us as individuals and for PHS as a school. And in order to develop convincing solutions, plans, and arguments, we're going to design and carry out experiments. We've started doing this in our PHS Eco Lab, where each student team is developing a question that they want to research in the long term to see how our simulated wet lab is doing. We are seeking to find connections between science and society at every point, and our novel project is really going to help us do that. Of course, we also want to maintain good study habits and learn some helpful tips there. We want to challenge ourselves whenever possible. And of course, we want to develop our voice, because when it comes to environmental science, it's so important that the humans that understand the science are able to communicate that science. So this is going to be a huge focus for our class this year. And we are well underway. We have participated in Global Goals Week, which happened the last week in September. And it is a week actually to recognize the global goals on sustainability that have been developed by the UN. So we looked at it from several different lenses. We looked at it from a social justice lens, where the students made posters that addressed a social justice issue that they have identified. The students also wrote short blurbs to town officials to urge them to make change based on something they were passionate about. And the students also used art to convey the need to be aware and compassionate for our environment. So one student took this lovely photo outside PHS, and someone else took to pen and paper and drew this lovely photo. So we'll continue to explore this overlap between science, economy, and environment. It's a very interesting place to be. There will be lots of current issues to discuss throughout the year, I am sure, and I'm excited to see where your students kind of take us this year. If you have any questions or concerns throughout the year, I ask that you reach out. Email is usually the best way to catch me. and we will hopefully address any issues or concerns as quickly as possible. But I'm excited for a year, and I'm happy you were able to join us for this quick video.